So here what we're looking at is a large group of data, 273 pieces of data. And each of them is a 3 decimal place number, making you find the mean for this. Add them all up and divide by 273 on a calculator would probably be considered child abuse. So that's why I'm here to teach you about Excel. Now, we've already done this once, but sometimes, when you do a new thing, you need a little extra. So this video is going to run us through, with this enormous data set, how to find the various things. And you are going to be following along on this document, sitting right in front of you, I'm sure, right now. Put your phone away. It's right there. There it is. See, underneath your phone is this document. So, we're going to start with how to find the mean. I'm not going to spell anything out. You're going to basically here, whatever formula I put in for the mean, you're going to put into this space right here, and so forth and so on. If something is a little more complicated than that, a couple things are, you will write little notes to yourself on how to do this so that you don't have to watch this video every time you need to do this. You can just go straight to your notebook and it'll be there. So, you guys already know this, I think. When we go to calculate the mean, here, let's do this. We're going to find the mean. And in this cell, we're going to enter the formula that we're going to use. Well, that's going to be equals. Remember, whenever we have to enter a formula or do a calculation, we always start with equals. And in this case, the pseudonym for the mean is the average. That's what we're going to use. Average. And we select our data, clicking and dragging. That means we push down on the left-hand button on our mouse, and we keep it down as we drag down and across the data to the other corner. Once we've highlighted all the data, we then let go of the mouse button. And notice it has described the range of data from A1 all the way over and down to M21. All 273 data points. So I'll give you a little hint. You can close the parentheses and hit enter, but even if you just hit enter, it will put the parenthesis on there for you. So we can save ourselves a step. I will just hit enter. There. And there, my friends, is the average. Now, we want to have the average go out 1 decimal place farther than the numbers that we have. So let's take this and we'll right-click on this, and this drops down, and we'll see Format Cells. Go to there, and number, and instead of decimal places 3, let's go up to 4, and hit OK. There we go. So this is the mean to 4 decimal places, 1 more than our numbers, which are to 3 decimal places. On to the median. So by the way, you can pause the video right now, go and pick up your pencil, and describe what I just did right in here. In fact, I'm now going to indicate that we should have that done. All right, we should have that done. Moving on to the median. Medians will be done very similarly. I never know when to stop that word. Hit equals. I highlight the data, clicking and dragging. Oops, I forgot to put the formula in. Do you see that? See, even geniuses like myself make a mistake sometimes. I type in the word median. There it is. Now I get to highlight the data. Close my parentheses or just hit enter, and there it is. I think in this case we should also take that to 4, just in case it's between 2 values, although there are an odd number of numbers, 273, so yeah. But either way, not a bad idea to do that. Let's talk about the range. So in the earlier versions of this, we were sorting the data to find the largest and smallest number. It turns out we don't need to do that. I thought about this a little bit, and you know what? I found a way to do this that's much easier, so we don't have to sort this big thing of data here, which, by the way, isn't even in one row. It's in a bunch of different columns and rows. Here's what we can do. If you type in equals, Excel is what they call an intuitive thing. What do we want? To find the range, we need the largest number, right? So if I hit equals and start typing the word large, hey, look at that. And look what it tells us. It says it will return the largest, the kth largest, we'll talk about that, value in the data set. So the fifth largest, the K, means you can get the first largest, which is what we want, or the second largest even. That's pretty handy. So we're going to double click on that formula. And we're going to, first thing they want is the array. They want us to select our data. So we're going to select and click and drag like we have been. And in this case, so we don't hit enter. We have to hit a comma. And now we have to tell which one of the largest do we want. Do we want the first largest, the second largest, the 17th largest? Well, obviously in this case, for finding the range, we want the first largest number, the largest number. So we put a little 1 here, and then we can hit enter or close our parentheses, and it does it for us. Let me move that. So let's see. Let me see what happens when I move that to there. That should be okay. And this is the largest value. All right, now we're going to do the smallest. So we start by typing equals, and sure enough, there's one to find the smallest. So I double click that. I highlight my data. I put a comma, and I say I want the smallest. Once again, I'm going to use the 1. This time I want not the second smallest, not the 5th smallest, not the 273rd smallest. That would be the largest. Oh, did I blow your mind with that one? Give it a second. Yeah, I know. Funky. Then, in my parentheses, hit enter, and the smallest value is 0.55. I'm going to take both of these. I'm going to right-click them, and let's format them to be 3 decimal places, just like the data. There we go. So, the smallest in there is 0.55. The largest is 0.725. Now, here's what I'm going to do for the range. I'm going to blow your mind with this one. Pay attention. So for the range, I'm going to do it all at once. Instead of finding these two separately like I did just now. Let's say I don't want to go through that. Let's say I just want to do it all at once. So I'm going to type in equals large. Double click that. Do the whole thing I did before with the array. Boom. Select my data. Comma 1, but I'm not going to hit enter. I'm going to close my parenthesis. Boom. So this right here, from here to here, is basically going to, is going to tell me the largest number. And when we find the range, we do the largest minus the smallest. So I'm going to hit minus. And then I'm going to start typing the word small. And there it is. Now I'm going to do this, tell it to find the smallest. So I highlight the data again. Boom. Hit a comma, 1, because I want the smallest number. End my parentheses, and now when I hit enter, bammo, there's the range. You can get a calculator and check it, but if you do this number minus that one, you will get this one. So we don't really have to do this. I just wanted to demonstrate those to you. We can put them all into one formula, as you see up here. We can do the large minus the small. If you haven't paused already a couple times to write this stuff down, I don't know what I can do for you. Here we go. We're going to say we've done the median. That was easy. We did how to find the largest and how to find the smallest. And how to find the range is really a combination of those two functions. Standard deviation. So there's a formula for that. We're going to type in equals, type in ST, and there it is. Now, there are a bunch of different ones. We're going to use this one, standard deviation with a .p. That's for the, we're going to assume this is our entire population, not some sample, which is a slightly different formula. And there are times we may need to use this. We'll discuss that down the line. But for now, we'll use this one. So put that in your notes. And it works the same way. We just highlight the data and hit enter. And it does that entire process for us, where it adds them together, subtracts from the mean for each data point. I mean, they get 273 times. And you saw how fast it did it, right? It subtracted the mean, squared it, add all up those squares, found their average, then took the square root of that average, and got this number all in like much less than a second. Let's format this to like 4 decimal places as well. So we right-click on it, format cells, number, 4 places should do it. Boom. All right. Now, that takes care of the standard deviation. Let's do probably the trickiest one is modes. That's why I've saved it for the last. So in order to do the modes, first of all, I don't know how many modes there are. I usually do about 5. There could be, if there's more, then so be it, but we can't do an infinite number here, so we'll assume that there might be as many as 5 modes. You could do more if you wanted. So I make up a space to put them. Now, what I'm going to do, remember, for this formula is a little weird. I don't start typing the formula into this single space. I have to highlight all of these where the modes are going to go, highlight all of them, and now I can start typing the formula. Equals mode multi, there you go, double click that one. Highlight the data. Don't just hit enter yet. I'm going to close the parentheses, and there's a special way of hitting enter for these, what they call an array formula. We hold down shift and control, which I'm doing now, but you can't see, but you'll have to trust me, I am. And while holding down shift and control, I hit enter. It turns out in this data there are 2 modes, 0.651 and 0.69. I don't know how many times they show up, but I'm sure there's a formula to figure that out too. I'm guessing probably only 2, maximum 3 times. We could search through there and figure it out, but it's not crucial right now. Now to clean some of this up, here's what I want to do. This is all just window dressing. We're going to highlight all these, and we're going to center them. So we're going to go up here and click center. Boom. I'm going to put all these all the way up against the right, like that. And I'm going to take these and put lines around them as well as the mode. Put lines around them. That cleans it up a little bit, makes it look better. So there you go. In the next video, you're going to learn how to do a histogram using this same data.